At SAP, employees should feel at home at work. They should feel empowered to be entrepreneurs at SAP, empowered to lead a project or an initiative, empowered to start a community. Being part of a community gives us a sense of belongingness. It enables us to build a personal bond that pushes us to support each other in our growth as individuals and as a group. A community gives us the opportunity to connect with people, to reach our personal and professional goals, to share common interests, and to support our career paths. As individuals, we're strong, but together, we're stronger. A network or a community can have many shapes and forms. It can be business-related, or it can be related to personal interests. Creating a community is something that every employee can do and should feel empowered to do so. So if you're passionate about a topic and want to motivate a group of colleagues to join you, you have all that you need. Let's have a look of how some of the current community leaders started their ambition to create powerful networks.
Hi, my name is Sergey. As part of my continuous learning mindset, I've been thinking, how can I learn even more from my peers? And how can I combine it with my entrepreneurial mindset? This is how I came up with the Net New Name community. It's simply a place that brings together all the Net New Name sales from EMEA North and EMEA South, simply because we have the same interests. Personally, I got to manage my own project. It gave me a lot of autonomy, and I got to practice many skills such as hosting meetings, presenting. I also extended my network, and it gave me a lot of visibility in the whole mid-market in EMEA.
Being part of the Net New Name community is a unique opportunity to share experience with our colleagues managing Kenya and realize that there is common customer behavior in Luxembourg.
I qualified as a coach through the ICF a couple of years ago. And at that moment, I was trained as a coach, but I still needed help. And there's a local community in Dublin, the coaching community. So I joined that. And what I got back from that coaching community over that time was confidence, was support, was the ability to take some of the theory, put it into practice, because I'm sitting every second week with a bunch of experienced coaches. Now, through the course of time, I'm now one of those experienced coaches. So as new people come into the community, we welcome them first and foremost, but we also help them in their first steps. So I'm still learning from the people that I'm working with, allowing me to evolve constantly and challenge myself. We have fun. We built a real sense of camaraderie and we help each other. So I'm part of a smaller community here in Dublin, but the wider community of coaches across our organisation also meet on a regular basis. So if you see a community you think, I wouldn't mind being part of that, then join it. If it doesn't exist, build your own. There's at least one other person who's thinking about the same thing as you are.
B-Talent Community is the evolution of the early talent community we had in Barcelona office. We wanted to include not only the early talents, but also the interns, senior colleagues, even managers or leaders that wanted to be part of it. It allowed us to have a much more richer experience. At the same time, we wanted to include also the Barcelona piece, as we have too many colleagues that move into the city just to start working at SAP. Personally, I'm so passionate about creating connections and discover ways of collaborating. I have met colleagues with similar interests and completely different ones that enrich our day-to-day. I encourage you all to join the B-Talent community and participate in the activities we organize. You will discover what we can achieve together.
I was quite new into the business SAP, coming as a DDE, so I found it sort of quite daunting to actually speak to senior management and to really sort of get to know people, because SAP is a massive organisation, and coming in as a DDE you tend to sort of like stick in your lane and sort of work with just the people that are close to you, like the AEs. So as I was thinking, I was like, how can I sort of get to know people a bit more? And then I found common ground that everyone likes football, so I decided to have and start a five-a-side sort of community, basically to sort of encourage sales leadership, to speak to sort of people sort of at entry level in sales role. And I felt that like a lot of new hires were possibly going through the same challenges as me, so that was a fantastic way to get to know people personally. Then as new interns started to come in, that community started to form, and more DDEs, it sort of scaled in more of a positive level. So there's a lot more people coming on the Fridays, and people start to get to know each other a bit more, start to feel more comfortable around each other. Now it's fantastic.
As we hear in the testimonials, the benefits for these community leaders to start their networks are endless. And of course, the community creators and leaders also enjoy the benefits of added visibility. There are particularly one thing that stands out as to why you should create a community. As we recruit great talent like yourself, we notice that many of you talents also like the idea of becoming an entrepreneur and often face the dilemma of, I like my job at SAP and the comfortable situation it is, versus taking the full risk to launch a private business. A community could also be an answer to that. You can still stay at your corporate job that you feel great about and also feel the entrepreneur experience by launching this kind of initiatives. So, are you the next community leader? Do you see a community missing in the SAP mid-market space to foster peer-to-peer learning? Reach out here below and get started today.